Dr. Collins again, and I will be talking to you about motivation. The drive reduction theory is a theory created by Clark Hull, who suggests that all motivation arises as a result of biological needs, such as thirst or hunger. The theory of cognitive motivation is a product of people's thoughts and expectations. This draws a distinction in between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Arousal theory is the belief that we try to maintain certain levels of stimulation and activity, increasing or decreasing them as necessary. This is a good example of how humans maintain homeostasis. The basis for motivation is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So it splits into 5 different categories, as we can see in this pyramid. It starts with physiological needs, such as breathing, food, water. Most people tend to have to accomplish this, or else they will cease to exist. And then we continue on with safety, so security of body, employment, resources, morality, family, health. Most people will get past these first 2 levels of the hierarchy, and then we get to love and belonging, which a lot of people do struggle with. So friendship, family, sexual intimacy. And then we have esteem, so self-esteem, confidence, achievement, respect of others, respect by others. And the very last one, which some people might never get to, is self-actualization, which is morality, creativity, problem solving. So the entire goal of motivation is to reach self-actualization, which is why you're on this planet, what do you do to give back to our planet, why are you here, what's your purpose? So what we're going to do is we're going to look into the daily life of Hannah Collins, and we'll see which levels she makes it to. My absolute favorite thing to have for breakfast every morning is scrambled eggs. And that fits under the first level of Maslow's hierarchy, which would be physiological needs. And this is also a primary drive. Something that's also a physiological need for me is gluten-free food, because I have celiac disease, so everything I eat has to be gluten-free, or over time it'll lead to my death, So as for the second level of Maslow's hierarchy, which is security, as you could previously see, I live in a house. I have what Mr. DeLeva likes to call the epitome of a perfect family. It's me, my 2 parents, my sister, and my dog. So yeah, family of 4. And I guess at this age, most of my security would be from my family. Like, I sort of still rely on them when it comes to, shelter, food. I do have a part-time job. I'm currently in the Winners parking lot because I start in like 15 minutes. But one thing I've definitely learned is that a part-time job is not gonna last forever, because if I had to live off the paychecks I get, I would cry. And then I would hold a bucket under my face to keep those tears, because I'd need to drink them later, because I couldn't afford water. Because minimum wage is not fun. So the next level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs would be love and belonging. So as far as that goes, I've already mentioned I have a family of 4. We all live at home together. I have a dog. I have a bunch of friends at school, at work, on sports teams. And clearly I'm not with anyone right now, so I can't really videotape them or anything. But here's a couple photos of me and my family, and some of me and my friends. After listening to my video, I realized that I made it sound like I'm not with anyone as in a boyfriend, but I meant not physically with anyone, just to clarify. Not that I have a boyfriend, but you know what I mean.
Baby girl, what's happening? You and your ass invited, so gonna get to clapping. Go pop it for a plan, pop it for me. Turn around and drop it for a plan, drop it for me. I'll rent a beach house in Miami. Wake up with no jammies. Lobster tail for dinner. Julio served that scampi. You got it if you want it. Got it if you want it. Said you got it if you want it. Take my wallet if you want it now.
So the next level of Maslow's hierarchy is esteem, which is basically self-respect, respect from others, achievements, and I'd say most of my achievements are academic based, or at least from school. So, like, I took my DELF 1 and DELF 2 exams, which were a pretty big deal, and I ended up passing those and doing a pretty good job. So, technically, like, certified bilingual now, so that was cool. And I took my German A2, which was also a really cool thing. And just sports awards, I've gotten the Hawkball Award for the last few years for volleyball, so little achievements like that. Other achievements for me would be my paycheck at the end of every 2 weeks, or when I get good grades. I'd say esteem consists of both extrinsic and intrinsic motivators because, I mean, clearly when you're working, making money would be the motivator, so that's an extrinsic motivator. But other things that make people feel accomplished are like making someone else's day, making someone else happy, which is more of an intrinsic thing because you get no reward from it. You're just doing it because you want to, which is an intrinsic motivator. At least level 5. So, let's talk about Hannah's big plan for the future. And who even actually knows if things will go as planned, but basically, what I see as my self-actualization is becoming a lawyer, which probably sounds typical considering everyone's in law and everyone's in psych and everyone wants to be a lawyer, but I want to be a lawyer. I don't know whether I want to be a prosecution lawyer or a defense lawyer. I gotta weigh out the whole morals versus paycheck thing. I'm not entirely certain where I sit when it comes to that. But basically, my goal to get where I want to go is I want to go to U Ottawa, and I want to continue French immersion there. So I've applied to go there, and I plan on getting my Bachelor of Arts, and then applying to be in the law program because they do have the biggest law program in Canada. So basically, I'm going to work my way up from there. Clearly, I'm still a long way from there. I could easily not even be accepted in the University of Ottawa. Everything's sort of in the air right now. But from a 17-year-old girl's perspective, that is my self-actualization. And I hope that one day I will make it that far. Although I've sectioned my life into Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I haven't spoken about what directly motivates me. And I'd say my biggest motivation is just personal accomplishment, getting good grades, getting things done. But another massive motivator in my life would be my parents. I mean, as I've said, epitome of the perfect family, so I've had a very structured life thanks to my parents, but they do expect a lot out of me. And my mom actually is also a teacher, so we don't have a white picket fence, but she's a teacher, and she expects good grades, she knows what goes on at school. And something unbelievable is that, aside from, like sports, those are excused classes, Hannah Collins, have never skipped a class in the last 4 years of high school. And, I'd like to put that one on my parents, because I'm not out on the streets doing drugs. I'm in psychology, learning about drugs. Thank you for watching this brief clip on the life of Hannah Collins, and I'm sorry she can't sit still or make eye contact with the camera to save her life.
Brown-eyed girl.
I'd say that esteem consists of both extrinsic and intrinsic. Oh my god. Whereas, I need a script. Ironically, this year my grades are not awesome, all things considered, because last year they were a lot better. So I can't talk about this in my video. So, for the next level of Maslow's hierarchy, which is esteem,